Cumple tus objetivos con el inglés. Un año de inglés con el apoyo de los mejores tutores online. Apúntate en curso de inglés online TVE.com y por menos de €1 al día.
Hi again. Take off your jacket. Take off your jacket. La chaqueta que tienes puesta. Take it off. Take off your jacket and put on a jumper or a sweater. Lo mismo. Jumper or sweater. Jumper, I think, is for women and sweater for men more, but I'm not sure. Take off your coat. Take off your coat. Quítate el abrigo. Take off your. Cuando son prendas de vestir, siempre personalizamos your, igual que las partes del cuerpo. My hand is on my head. My shirt is on my body. Somos muy posesivos en inglés. Yeah, take off your jacket and put on a sweater or put on a jumper. Take off your coat. Take off your hat and put on a sweater. Put it on now. Put on a sweater. Take off your jacket and put on a sweater. Take off your coat. Es un abrigo. Quítate el abrigo. Take off your coat and put on a jumper.
Hola y bienvenidos a la clase 149. Ahora vamos a ver la frase Take off your coat and put on a jumper. Quítate el abrigo y ponte un jersey. Y ahora nos centraremos en la primera parte de la frase, que es un phrasal verb. Como nos encantan los phrasal verbs. Es to take off y significa quitar. En este caso, to take off. Quita el abrigo. No decimos remove your coat. Eso no. Usamos siempre los phrasal verbs en inglés, así que tú tienes también que usarlos. Es take off. Take off. Dilo todo junto. Take off. Muy bien, tiene dos Fs, así que no decimos take off. Take off. Take off your coat. Quítate el abrigo. Y ahora veremos más ejemplos con take off. Take off your hat inside the house. Quítate el gorro dentro de la casa. Take off también tiene otro significado, que significa despegar un avión. The airplane takes off. Pero aquí usamos para decir quitar. Take off. Take off your shoes. Quítate los zapatos. Take off your shoes. Quítate. Take off. Muy bien.
It's photo time. I'm taking a photo of myself for the new social website. Yeah. I'm gonna look good, as always. Oh no, I'm gonna take off my tie, my bow tie. I look better. Even better without my bow tie. Claro, take off. To take off. Quitarse. To take off. Take off my bow tie. I just took off my bow tie. Oh, now I look good. Yeah, I'm gonna take off this. I'm gonna take off my glasses. They say I look even better when I take off my glasses. Oh, that's a good photo. This is gonna be a great photo. Maybe I should take something else off. Should I take a little bit more off? No, I look good enough as it is. Perfect.
Ahora vamos a ver la palabra para abrigo y es coat y no es coat. Coat, coat. Muy bien. Y si quiero decir quítate el abrigo, perfecto. Take off your coat o take your coat off. Se puede decir de las dos maneras. Take off your coat o take your coat off. Muy bien, con las dos Fs. Off, off, off. Perfecto. Y ahora veamos más ejemplos con coat. In winter, I always wear a coat. En invierno, siempre me llevo un abrigo. I always wear a coat. Otra palabra es jacket, que significa chaqueta. I always wear a jacket. Pero coat es más, da más calor. Coat, coat, coat. Y entonces, la palabra del día, ¿qué es? Es un sinónimo de jumper. Decimos sweater. Sweater, no sweat. Sweater. Take off your sweater. Quítate el jersey. Take off your sweater. Muy bien. Jumper con la J, jumper o sweater. La palabra del día.
Guys, I know you think that I'm completely Spanishized. Es decir, probablemente pensáis que ya estoy totalmente españolizada. Pero hay algo que nunca entenderé. There's something I'll never understand. ¿Por qué lleváis abrigo desde septiembre hasta mayo? Why do you wear your coats from September to May? Es que en septiembre no hace frío. Por favor, quítate el abrigo. Take off your coat. ¿Cómo? Si no sería the coat en vez de your coat? No. En inglés solemos decir your coat, my coat, his coat, her coat, pero nunca the coat. Por eso decimos take off your coat. Bueno, en octubre tampoco hace tanto frío. Take off your coat. Ni en noviembre. Take off your coat. En diciembre y enero y febrero sí, pero en marzo no. Take off your coat. Take off your coat, españoles.
Ahora vamos a ver la última parte de la frase. Put on a jumper. Otro phrasal verb, to put on, y es la pareja de to take off. Quitar. Aquí tenemos poner, to put on. No podemos decir solo put a secas, es put on. Put on. Put on a jumper. Ponte un jersey. Y por cierto, ¿cuál era la palabra del día? Muy bien, sweater, un sinónimo. Put on a sweater. Ponte un jersey. Put on. Put a secas, no. Put on, put on, put on. Repítelo 10 veces en casa. Put on, put on, put on, put on. Te dejo. Put on. Y quitar, take off. Muy bien, nunca la vas a olvidar ahora, ¿no? Y ahora vamos a ver toda la frase. Take off your coat. Quítate el abrigo. And, poner, bien, put on a jumper. Put on a sweater, un jersey. Y ahora vamos a ver más ejemplos con put on. I want you to put on a hat. Quiero que pongas un gorro, un sombrero. To put on y take off. Son muy importantes.
Yo, people, it's me, your favorite DJ, live for you. ¿Estás disfrutando mi show? Are you enjoying my show? Hey, it's hot, eh? Está haciendo calor. It's hot. It's really hot. Mucho mejor. De hecho, come on, you. Take off your coat and put on a jumper or put on a t-shirt. Yeah. Take off your coat, take off your jacket and put on a t-shirt or put on a jumper. Put on a jumper or put on a t-shirt. Ponerse un jersey is put on a jumper or put on a t-shirt. Take off your jumper and put on a t-shirt. Or take off your coat and put on a jumper. Put on a jumper. Put on a t-shirt, Eso no estaba en mi lista de reproducciones para esta noche. But I like it. I like how it sounds. Ese sonido de put on a jumper. Put on a jumper. Put on a t-shirt or put on a jumper. Take off your coat and put on a t-shirt or put on a jumper. Yeah, come on. Sing it with me, louder. Put on a t-shirt or put on a jumper.
Hello. I used to be in charge of the sales department, but now I'm responsible for finance. Es más fácil, ¿no? ¿Sí? I used to be in charge of. Antes me encargaba de, o era responsable de. I used to be. Se escribe used to, pero se pronuncia used to. Como el monasterio de used to. I used to be in charge of, encargado de, al cargo de. I used to be in charge of, in charge of. 3 sílabas. Pero suena, escuchar. In charge of, cha. In charge of. I used to be in charge of the sales department. But now, I'm responsible. Ible, no hable al final. I'm responsible for. El responsable no existe en inglés. Responsable es un adjetivo. Soy responsable de. Soy responsable por o para en inglés. But now, I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for. Solo se dice así, ¿eh? I'm responsible for finance.
Hola, bienvenidos a la clase número 149 y la frase de hoy es I used to be in charge of the sales department, but now I'm responsible for finance. Que es, antes era el responsable del departamento de ventas, pero ahora soy el responsable de finanzas. Ahora, vamos con la primera parte. I used to. Yo antes. Ahora, used to más el infinitivo en inglés equivale a antes más el pretérito imperfecto. I used to be, yo antes era. Ahora es used, pero nos gusta unir el to con el used, así que decimos used to para que suene mucho más natural. Ahora, ojo que used to no quiere decir solía. Por ejemplo, I used to be a little girl. ¿Se puede traducir como yo solía ser una niña pequeña? A veces sí, a veces no. No, yo antes era una niña pequeña. Vamos con algunos ejemplos. I used to work in London. Y he used to be my teacher before he left. Muy bien, nos vemos en un minuto.
Do you know how I used to practice my special powers when I was a child? Well, let me tell you. I used to sit back, I used to put up my arms, and I used to listen and wait for the other side to communicate with me. That's right. I used to wait for them to communicate with me. Eso, decimos esperaba. I used to wait. Escuchaba. I used to listen. Comunicaba. I used to communicate with the other side. That's right. Even when I was a child, I used to communicate with the other side. People used to laugh at me. They used to ask me, what do you want to be when you grow up, Destiny? And I would say, well, I'm already a fortune teller. Yes, I'm already a fortune teller, I used to tell them. But they didn't used to believe me. No. But I always knew the great Destiny had a great destiny. I used to want to be a pitonisa, and now I am.
Hola otra vez. Vamos con la segunda parte de la frase de hoy, que es in charge of. In charge of. Es decir, el responsable de, o ser el responsable de. Ahora, to be in charge of es como lo decimos. Y jamás decimos I am the responsible of. Nunca. Responsible es un adjetivo y no un sustantivo, así que no lo podemos usar como tal. Se dice en inglés to be in charge of. También nos gusta enlazar las dos palabras. Charge of. Y con la primera in charge of hacemos una to be in charge of. Repito conmigo, in charge of. Muy bien. Vamos con unos ejemplos. He's in charge of the complaints department. She's in charge of the R&D or Research and Development Department. Y aquí tenemos la palabra del día, I+D. Investigación y desarrollo. Otro ejemplo. My boss used to be in charge of training. Muy bien, nos vemos en un minuto.
But, Dad, I don't want to be in charge of your office in the south of Spain. No quiero ser el encargado de tus oficinas del sur de España. Your office is in the south of Spain. I don't want to be in charge of them. I know, but I want to be an artist. Just a moment. It's my father. He wants me to be in charge of the offices in the south of Spain. You know, my father. Well, my father's in charge of a really big company, and he wants me to be in charge of the offices in the south of Spain. It's a good job, but I want to be an artist. That's right, we say in charge of. In charge of. He wants me to be in charge of the offices in the south of Spain. Just a second. Dad, no. I already told you I don't want to be in charge of the offices. I don't want to have anything to do with your business because I want to be an artist. I want to be in charge of my own destiny as an artist.
Bien, vamos con la tercera y última parte de la frase de hoy, que es I'm responsible for. Es decir, soy el responsable de. Otra forma de decir to be in charge of. La estructura es casi igual. To be más responsible, pero esta vez se usa for después más de lo que sea responsable. Por ejemplo, I'm responsible for purchasing. O, por ejemplo, she used to be responsible for those classes. Pero recuerda que jamás decimos I'm the responsible of. Nunca lo decimos. Muy bien. Ahora, cuidado con la pronunciación de responsible, que no es responsible, pero responsible. Responsible. Repite conmigo. Responsible. Muy bien. Bueno, vamos a ver otros usos. Por ejemplo, cuando a ti te pueden responsabilizar de algo. Por ejemplo, you're responsible for our success. Eres el responsable de nuestro éxito. O, por ejemplo, you're the only person responsible for our failure. Muy bien hecho y nos vemos en la siguiente clase.
Responsibility. You know, on a good team, I think the strong people should be responsible for, well, the hands-on work, the tough work. I think the smart people should be responsible for the numbers and calculating and all that stuff. And I think the creative people should be responsible for creative aspects. It's quite simple. Everybody does what they're good at. Yeah. Well, lately around here, we've had quite a problem. Yeah. The bosses are very upset, well, because my team is acting very irresponsible. So they've put me in charge of everything. Yeah, they said, you're responsible for everything. Me? Seriously? Oh, man. Responsible for. We don't say responsible of or the responsible of. We can say, I am in charge of everything, or I am responsible for everything. And it's not responsible, it's responsible. Responsible. Yeah, I'm responsible for everything. I mean, I know I'm good, but come on, give me a break.
I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. I happened to come across that book you mentioned. ¿Cuándo? While, mientras limpiaba o despejaba todo el suelo, etc. de cosas. While I was clearing out el dormitorio extra que tenemos ahí para invitados. The spare, como spare tire, que es rueda de repuesto, es habitación de repuesto, digamos. I happened to come across. Sí, encontré por casualidad. Sucedió que encontrase. I happened to come across. Mira, ¿y esto? I happened to come across that magazine or that book while I was clearing out. Aclarar la habitación, como un aclarado, eh? While I was clearing out the spare bedroom. I happened to come across that book, that old book, while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. Hello again and welcome to a new class. Yes, another class with another sentence. Listen carefully. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. I happened to come across. Encontré por casualidad. O sea, sucedió que encontrase. I happened to come across. Encontrar por casualidad cuando estás buscando otra cosa. Mira lo que he encontrado. Es to come across. I happened to come across that book. Ese libro que tú mencionaste, eh? That book you mentioned. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while, mientras limpiaba y ordenaba la habitación de invitados. El dormitorio de invitados, the spare bedroom. I happened to come across that book you mentioned, to come across, while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. I happened to, o sea, encontré por casualidad. Por casualidad, literalmente sucedió que encontrase. I happened to come across. I happened to come across. I happened to be here. I happened to go there.
Ole! Yeah, it's a great day here in Spain. And, well, yesterday, I happened to see a Spanish quiz. Well, a quiz happening in a bar. So I stopped in and I thought, I'll participate in this quiz because I know a lot about Spanish culture and Spanish history. Come on, it's me, Wayne in Spain. I know practically everything about Spain. So, well, we were asking some questions and I happened to know most of the answers. That's right, I happened to know. I happened to know most of the answers. I happened to find the quiz fairly easy. Now, I did have some problems with the non-Spanish questions. Like, I didn't know, for example, who was the Queen of England 500 years ago? I didn't know that. But I happened to know that, well, Ferdinand was the King of Spain 500 years ago. I happened to know that, King Ferdinand. Also, I happened to know that the first paella was made in Valencia in 1840. You see, I happen to know a lot of facts about Spain. Also, I happened to know that Spain is the only country in Europe that produces bananas. In the Canary Islands, of course. I happen to know a lot of great facts. But of course, most of them about Spain.
All right, part 2. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. I happened to come across, por casualidad di con ese libro que tú mencionaste. Lo encontré, bueno, no lo buscaba, pero mira lo que está aquí. Justo el libro que tú mencionaste. To come across is to find or to discover, but you're not looking for it. You're doing other things. ¿No buscabas tú el número 3? Is this yours? I just came across this number 3. Is it yours? Yeah. Well, look, casualidad. I happened to come across the famous number 3 you were looking for while I was giving the class on television. Qué casualidad. Yeah, it's been perfect example. Yeah. Yeah, and this, were you, buscabas esto, no? You were looking for this red folder, eh? Well, I just came across this red folder. To come across something. To come across something. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom.
Hey, how's it going? How are you? Well, I just came across a secret letter. Shh. Yeah, I came across it in room 607, Wayne's room. Let's see what it says. Oh, I always come across interesting things in Wayne's room. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't look. No debería mirar, but I'm curious. I'm a curious person, and, well, it's my job to control everything, so I come across very interesting things in my job, especially in room 607. Yeah. To come across. Sí, esto es encontrar algo sin querer. Yeah, I came across an old photograph of me the other day. Sí, me encontré sin querer una foto de mí de joven. I came across an old photograph, right? To come across. Cuando nos encontramos una persona sin querer, ese es otro. Ese es to run into. Entonces tenemos, I ran into an old friend yesterday, and we came across a few old photographs, a few old pictures. To come across. Yeah, encontrar algo sin querer. So, in Wayne's room, I'm always coming across very, very interesting, juicy things. Let's see what this letter says.
Hello again. Okay, I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. To clear out. To clear? Bueno, clear es claro. To clear up es aclarar o clarificar un asunto. To clear out es... Sí. Limpiar todo. Dejarlo clarito y muy despejado. Despejar, digamos, el dormitorio extra o de invitados que tenemos. While, mientras yo despejaba, digamos, o sea, limpiaba, I came across that book you mentioned. I happened to come across that book you mentioned while I was clearing out the spare bedroom. Okay. The word of the day es un verbo. To streamline, streamline. Stream es una corriente de agua o de aire. But to streamline es hacer más eficiente, hacer más dinámico, menos superfluo, más eficiente. O en aviones, más aerodinámico. Streamline. To streamline the organization. To streamline the process. Efficiency.
Oh, hello there. Oh, God. It's just work for me. You know, this morning I had to clear out the spare bedroom in my house. And now I have to clean all these rooms in the hotel. My back is hurting me, to be honest. But, you know, the reason that I had to clear out my spare room at least is a good one. My grandson is coming to stay with me. Oh, such a sweetheart. Grandma, are you going to clear out the spare bedroom for me? Oh, he breaks my heart. Are you following me? Good, that's right. Vaciar la otra habitación. Good. To clear out the spare bedroom. Say it with me. Come on. I'm going to clear out the spare bedroom. Good. Well, anyway, after I cleared out the spare bedroom, I had to clear out the basement of the house as well. I'm really tired from all this. Oh, that reminds me. I found this book that Felicity mentioned. I have to return it to her. I found it while I was clearing out the spare bedroom.
Cumple tus objetivos con el inglés. Un año de inglés con el apoyo de los mejores tutores online. Apúntate en curso de inglés online TVE.com. Y por menos de €1 al día.